Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about aircraft selection, probably my favorite part of this whole game. Now, talk about purchase first and then we'll talk about lease. I am a big fan of purchase, at least for long-term growth. I did the math on it. At about 40 weeks in the game, which is about 40 days of real life, that's about the break-even point. So if you're planning on playing the game for longer than a month and a half, you're going to want to invest in the aircraft. Now, if you just want to build this thing as fast as possible, we can talk about taking out loans in a future video. We can talk about leasing, configuration, what have you. But if you want to play this game, if you're an airline nut like I am, then you're going to want to play this game for a while. So let's talk about purchasing aircraft. First off, my favorite short haul, I'm going to be honest with you. There isn't too much in the short haul that I love. The most I like in the short haul, honestly, I do have a Concorde. No, that's the Carvel. Never mind. I've gotten the CRJ 1000, the CRJ 900, the 700 in as sort of Easter eggs in the game. The 550 is a wonderful airplane in real life as a passenger. Not so much in this game. The Q is a great aircraft. At $26 million, you really can't go too wrong. But it's kind of slow, burns a lot of fuel, but not too much. But it's a reliable airplane to start off this group. First airplane we're really going to talk about, though, is this, the A220-100R. It is fantastic. It's a speedy airplane. Its wear rate is small. It doesn't consume as much fuel. You can put 133 seats in it in the full coach configuration. Now, what I want to talk about configuration. It's important to understand that in this game, it takes, for an economy seat, if you want to put in a business class seat, you've got to sacrifice 2 coach seats. So in theory, your business class should cost twice as much as coach. Until we get much deeper into the game where your comfort and entertainment are way up there, that's not the case. First class takes up 4 coach seats, so you're going to want to, you need to charge 4 times the price. That's not the case. You're never going to get that, especially on the short haul stuff. Now, I don't suggest fully configuring your airplane to nothing but economy, but I really do kind of go with maybe you put about 95. Business, you put about 10, and first the rest, and then maybe about 90. That would probably be the most efficient use of space. It gives you a good amount of coach seating. That's going to rank your most money, but it also allows you to capture some of that business and first class customer base as well, while picking up a little bit of cargo. Again, the 220-100R, great airplane. The 220, I haven't even unlocked it. Reason being, I don't really need it. Range wise, 4,000 kilometers in this range is about where you're going to want the 220. The next one I want to talk to about, and the 220-300, it's fine, but I wouldn't pay, it's not really worth it for the 68 million. Sorry, guys. This one right here, the 757-300. This one is the creme de la creme, especially if you have an East Coast hub like New York or Chicago. You can probably do the UK from Chicago, maybe even Paris from Chicago. I don't really know. But here's the thing. I can fit 295 seats in here. It's only 135 million. Okay? I could put about 200 people in economy. Oh, that's what. I can put close to, say, 25 people and that's how I'd max it out. 201, 24, and 12. That's a big amount of people, and you can put it on long routes. So it really is, in my opinion, the best bang for your buck aircraft in the medium range. Now, from the Midwest, you're not going to be able to hit really continental Europe, but you can do the UK. And guess what? In this game, for the aircraft, you could think in real life, you're like, oh, I'm in JFK and I'm going to Heathrow. Well, then you might not be going to Gatwick in real life. But you could honestly go Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted. You can hit all London airports just with routing. The demand isn't there and they all generate a ton of money. This game gets a lot more fun when you have the money to do whatever you want to. I'm at $2.7 billion. Why? Because I haven't really used, I've been very busy. 4th of July was last weekend, time with the kids. So anyway, I haven't had time to sort of think of what my next move was going to be. But now I could buy, I can honestly open my East Coast base, probably going to be Kennedy. Real life I'm based in Newark, so obviously I don't want to be there. So I'll do Kennedy. And I could probably afford to do about 6, 7.4s if I want to. Or I can make it all 7.5 base. Next one I'm going to talk to you, though, about the purchase is in the long haul category. And it was really my first wide body venture. And again, I did a lot of thinking about this one. The 330-300. It's a great airplane. It has a lot of range. Its consumables and wear rate are pretty good too. It's fairly cheap in maintenance. And it can hold 440 passengers. Obviously the 777-200 can land in a smaller airplane, but wide body flights, I'm not really taking them into short airports. I'm going from your giant, for you pilots out there, your Class B to Class B, your alpha airports, your, Kennedy to O'Hare I could do. Or I could do Kennedy to Heathrow, Kennedy to, I'm trying to think, Sao Paulo, something like that. 440 people, it's a really good bang for the buck. I really do like this airplane. My last airplane I recommend is on the top end of the spectrum. Now the A380-800 gets a lot of play in this game. Why I don't like it, there are a ton of other costs associated with it that you don't really see until you don't know why you're not making as much money as you should on certain routes. I have one going from LAX to Narita. Honestly, I just need to buy a couple of 747s to replace it because it's not worth it. Also, it's a maintenance. When you have to do a D check on it, it costs. You could buy a 220 for the cost it is to do maintenance on this thing. It's about $45 million to do a D check. Now, if you're like me, I'm saving up my my research points just to do the maintenance stuff at this point, because that's where I'm spending a ton of money is on maintenance. Honestly, guys, I haven't done a lot with the 747-8i, but it's equally as expensive, and I don't think you get as much bang for your buck as my favorite airplane here, which is the 747-400. Listen, it does burn a little bit, it wears down a little bit, but the range is great, and the seats are, your cost per seat is better than either the 747-8i or the A380-800. My preferred configuration in this airplane is 500. It's 42 until I've done quite a bit of these. 20 and 9. I have this configuration in about every single one of these. This allows a round trip of 1,000 passengers in economy, 84 business, and 40 first. What this does allow me to do the most is if I put this in San Francisco and going to, I'm trying to think what's a 20, Incheon. I think Seoul is about a 23-hour flight from San Francisco, round trip. I can essentially put one aircraft on this. I think economy was doing like 1,400. Oh, that's fine. I can sort of bump up the price to economy. What this really does is allow me to squeeze the business in first. I can really, it's not quite getting to my 2 and 4 times price point that I would like to, but we're getting there. Also, cargo, it's got some good room for cargo. Obviously, the more economy seats you shove in there, you're going to lose less cargo. But that's my preference. When it comes to leasing aircraft, the advantage of it is, and again, what I like leasing aircraft for is especially when you haven't really done the wide body stuff yet and you're maybe playing around with routes. Listen, guys, I've done it. Especially newer in the game, not generating a lot of money. I took out some loans, and here I got an A330-300. The nice thing with these is a deposit is not much. I mean, it's in between. I mean, it's just about $30 million more than the A220-100. Also, a week lease is going to cost you about $6 million a week. Guys, that's nothing. It's probably, I shouldn't say it's nothing. You're probably going to spend in most situations, depending on the route you put it on, half of the cost of it, but you're still going to make money on it. So leasing aircraft is not bad. What is bad is the fact, and very annoying, and which is why I don't recommend it for long term, is you get no cargo. They typically are terribly configured. 151, 81, and 34. It's just not a very good configuration. This is like a 767 high J configuration from my employer, which in real life can be a benefit, but in this game, not so much. So that's my knock on those aircraft. Again, if you guys like the information, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And we'll be coming up later with another video. Thanks.